Floyd Mayweather says people are praying for his downfall as he addresses people who say he's still fighting because he needs the money. Okay, let's hear.
All right, so who's going to fight? Is it? We hear a lot of names. It's Tyson, it's Pacquiao. We see you going overseas, a kickboxer possibly. Who is it going to be? People are saying you're doing this just cause of the money. Is it just cause money, or just what you want to do?
No, hold on. Let me film it. I prove that I'm 100% when I get in that ring. They praying on my downfall. So, yeah, we don't want to see Floyd with nothing. Right. I'd be like, yo, fuck that. Right. Oh, why did he do that? Why did he do that in front of Jay-Z? Jay-Z is this and Jay-Z is that. Just like that when people was asking about the PBC thing. All I want you to just tell me what y'all got. Just tell me what y'all got. Everybody only worried about what Floyd got, but what do you got? So if something was to come out on Shade Room, they're gonna say, oh, it's false because it's black people. But if something come out on TMZ, oh, it's real, we know because it came from them. Has, if I'm not mistaken, is a con man or he committed fraud. Just do your homework on guys like this. No.
Right, that's what I was gonna ask you. Is it all exhibition or are you gonna do anything professionally as well?
I want you to get the fuck away from me.
Everything Mayweather production, just you, because we don't see Leonard around like used to. We know Richard Schaefer was around for a minute. Who are you working with presently with Mayweather Promotions?
You gonna be the champ? Talk to me. When I see you and Dipset and what y'all and y'all movement, and I'm not even lying. I gotta take my hat off to Jake Paul.
His brother said that you didn't pay him for the fight that y'all had together. What do you have to say to that? The Logan Paul.
Now it's time for them to meet head to head and bump toe to toe. Right. That's what life is. That's what boxing is about. You know how it is in this fight game. If something happened in the fight game, they'll always point the finger and say it's Floyd's fault.
One thing I'm not gonna do is try and make out like he didn't answer that question directly because I saw the way they cut the video. Now I'm an editor. I studied editing. You know, went through uni, media and business. There's a lot of cuts. So it's very hard for me to know what was said and what wasn't said and what was responded to accurately. I understand Floyd Mayweather, and everybody knows Floyd Mayweather is an extremely flashy person. It's true what he says. People are just waiting for his downfall. And it's like, why? What did he do to you? Like, why do you want to see somebody in pain? I never really understood that. But one thing I do know about Floyd Mayweather, he did something in boxing that most boxers don't really do. And that's basically owned himself. He used to be signed under Bob Arum. He bought himself out from Bob Arum. I think it was like 600 grand or something along the time. I remember hearing it vaguely in a documentary. Bob Arum and like no one would have envisioned Floyd to go where he went, you know. At the time, he was unbeaten, but he was just like just a boxer that was there. Nobody envisioned at the time when he left Bob Arum that he was going to go and be undefeated in all those fights. And it got to a point here where instead of Floyd signing with people or signing under them, like a Frank Warren or an Eddie Hearn or someone of that character, he got people who actually knew how to do a Frank Warren, Eddie Hearn type job and said, hey, listen, I'm going to get you to do the job, but I'm not signing under you. You're going to work for me. And flipped it to where he made Mayweather Promotions and got people who could do their job, and he employed them rather than it being the other way around. So Floyd was basically going into rooms with a bunch of white people, Jewish people, all these people that usually break off the boxer a quick 10, 20 million, like a high-graded boxer for a fight, and then they keep all the 300, 400 million from like all the mass pay-per-view and all of the sponsorship deals and televised deals. Floyd basically went in there and said, listen, I'm taking 90% of this pot and there's nothing you guys can do about it. Why? Because I'm the A-side. I've not been beaten. Everybody wants to see me. Anybody you put up against me, people who want to see me fall, and I haven't fallen yet. So I'm taking 95% of all of this stuff. I'm taking 100 million guaranteed before any part of the pay-per-view has been split up. And they were forced to agree to it. So Floyd took all that money. But in response to taking all that money, all of those individuals that usually take what Floyd took, they got upset and basically said to him, okay, cool, you can take all that money, but we're not going to give you any adverts or sponsorship deals, no Nike, no Adidas, no nothing. We're going to make sure that the money that you take out of this deal that we usually take from the boxer, you want to take it, cool, but that's all you're going to get. That's all you're going to get. Yeah, you, Mr. Black Man, trying to show other people to be inspired and do what you've done. Yeah, you think you can come in and mess with our business? Okay, Mr. Mayweather, you take that money. But when it comes to when you retire and you want to be invited to these boxing shows to be a commentator, when you want to be on the face of this advert and that advert, nah. We're not going to use you. We're going to make sure you're not going to be one of those people. We're going to make sure you're not looked at as a legacy boxer like a Tyson or a Lennox Lewis or a Evander Holyfield, or, you know, we're going to make sure you don't look like those fighters. You can keep your record, but it's not going to feel like you're one of the greatest. We're going to make sure you're not shown on television whatsoever. And they succeeded in that mission to where Floyd's in Birmingham a couple of years back doing some little tiny show sorry, not Birmingham, he was in Blackpool. It's a little tiny show selling tickets for like £10 to go see him. One of my boys went and met him doing some little promotional thing. That's where Floyd has been resorted to being put, you know, and he's been surviving off the money he made, which was a ridiculous amount of money for fights that he was making, 200, 300 mil a fight. But now that he's come into financial troubles, I believe he's got into deals where the deals didn't go well. He's been maybe scammed on the odd occasion. I'm not 100% sure. Money's getting tight, you know, but his tight isn't my tight. His tight isn't your tight. Don't get that twisted. His broke ain't actually broke. It's just, it's broke in what he had. But his broke is still rich. Don't think for 1 second he ain't got a penny in the bank or anything like that. No. It's just what he once has isn't potentially what he once had. But one thing that we can take away from Floyd Mayweather is he was one of the smartest to ever do it. And he went into this, yeah, he was signed under Bob Arum. He bought himself out of a contract with Bob Arum, went on to be this unbeaten fighter, and then went into boardrooms and told people that usually take the bigger end of the pie. He said, no, I'm taking the bigger end of the pie. You're getting the shorter end. I know I've got people that can do this business, but they work under me. I don't work for them. I believe he was a billionaire at one point on paper, but, you know, no sponsorship deals, no brand deals. You know, there was talk that the reason why he went pro-Israel was to try and get people back on board, but that's all the conspiracy theory talk. You don't 100% know what really goes on by that. But, you know, I got nothing against Floyd Mayweather. He ain't done nothing to me. All he did was just fight and never got beat, and people hate him for it. Don't get me wrong, he said some inflammatory things. He said on stage a few F-bombs. He's not politically correct, you know? And why am I going to hate him for not being politically correct when I'm not politically correct? I put on a front trying to be politically correct. I don't want to be politically correct, you know? Keep it G. Anyway, subscribe. Let me know what you guys think.